What's up? Back with another one. So today I'm going to show you this clip of an NFL player speaking on the secret brotherhood many athletes are part of. Check this clip out.
I had stopped watching the National Football League a little bit after I had stopped playing. But my wife had her family over for a little get-together, and one of them put the game on, and it was at the Buffalo Bills, Denver Broncos overtime that they turned this game on. And I just looked at the score. Knowing that I'm watching entertainment now, knowing that I've came out of this world, I was thoroughly entertained by the entertainment. The score was 30-30, which is, if you know anything about masonry or Zionist numerology, you know how many times they put 33 in everything and anything they can get their hands on. They want to show you that they can control and manage things that have to do with people's lives. So I saw 30-30, 3-3. So I saw that the Buffalo Bills could have had a pass interference call in the end zone, that it wasn't called, even though it was blatant pass interference. Then I knew what time it was. The whole time, everybody thought the Buffalo Bills were going to win because of the quarterback's ability to have game-winning drives. And of course, his girlfriend or wife became pregnant, and she showed everybody on the red carpet of the Golden Globes that she was pregnant, alongside the other co-star of the movie Sinners, where she ends up pregnant. So they made it a big to-do that these two women who play Smokestack's love interest were both pregnant almost at the same time. So they kind of got you to fall in love with the narrative of rooting for the Buffalo Bills. And plus you felt sorry for them because if you remember the whole Damar Hamlin situation, so you wanted them to eventually win. And then Marv Levy turned, I think, 100 years old. I thought Marv Levy was dead, but Marv Levy turns like 100 years old, some old age, and you thought that, okay, this would be the year that the Buffalo Bills finally break this curse. So a lot of people fell for this narrative. Even people who bet in Vegas or the Hard Rock, they fell for this narrative, this spell. But if you understand anything about occult symbolism, you know that Colorado is one of the biggest Masonic states in all of America. So you know what time it was when you saw that they gave the Denver Broncos that interception. When anybody who has ever played football, you know that since the ground can't cause a fumble, the ground also can't cause an interception. Especially when the wide receiver had already had possession on the ball and his knee touched the ground. It should have been just Buffalo Bills ball. So there's two drives that they could have just won that game outright. But it wouldn't have added up to Zionist numerology. So then they get back-to-back pass interference calls, which I think they were pretty much legit. But it already sealed the deal. So then they told you, or Sean Payton told you, that Bo Nix suffered a broken ankle. Mind you, you see this man walk off the field. You see this man walk to say his last words to the opposing team's quarterback and then walk off. You don't see this man hobbling or limping. He showed no signs of a broken ankle. And the reason why they wanted you to know this is because if you know anything about numerology or gematria, the game stopped at 444 when the field goal was made. 444 in Sumerian numerology equals Masonic and Lucifer.
From what he's saying, there are rituals and activities that go beyond normal team bonding. Situations like this can feel controlling or manipulate values, and many of the practices reported clash with Christian beliefs.
So don't be fooled. In order for them to make a numeric ritual out of everything, that means the head coach has to be in on it, the offensive coordinator has to be in on it, and the defensive coordinator has to be in on it. It is entertainment. It's a revenue sharing league. There ain't no reason for any team to go to the Super Bowl back to back to back and thinking they're going to be the best team and get all the best prizes and get all of the top dollars. It does not matter. The team that goes 0-17 for 4 years straight is sharing the same amount of money with a Super Bowl team. It is not like MLB or NBA. It's a revenue sharing league. So they have to put the best product on the field, and they have to put the best presentation on the field. All teams can make money. So that's why it's controlled and managed by Masonry. And that's why I say Freemasonry is from mediocre white men, because that's the ones who control it through the York Rite and Scottish Rite. They want to play God. It's an insecure brotherhood. It's a narcissistic brotherhood. It's men who are inadequate with their life situation and they want to play God. That's it. That's the only thing that we'll be able to control is sports and numbers. And if you don't know the difference between this matrix, this system, and this numerology compared to what y'all's system is, you are going to get caught in the wash when judgment happens. You won't know if it's the time for the Messiah or it's the time for the Antichrist, because they'll do everything through numerology. They'll lay this entire narrative of fake prophecy through numerology. And the best way you can learn yourself and educate yourself, edify yourself through knowing and exposing this system is look how they do football games or games in general. Not all games, but the big ones.
What's up? So what are my thoughts about this? Here's the thing. Secret brotherhoods in professional sports sound glamorous when you hear about high-profile members and rituals, but from an outside perspective, there are serious concerns. When these groups operate with secrecy and enforce rituals, it creates a culture that can pressure members to act against personal values, including religious beliefs. Many Christian athletes would find certain practices incompatible with their faith, especially if the rituals involve shaming, manipulation, or forcing compliance to group norms. Brotherhoods like this can also create environments where people feel they cannot speak up or step away without backlash, which adds another layer of risk. The loyalty and camaraderie that can be positive in teams becomes problematic when it is tied to secrecy, ritual, or peer pressure. Make sure to drop a comment, smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.